Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, February 2nd, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is experiencing my emotions is part of my overall revolution evolution. And we're fully in Revolution Evolution Day, and there's just a lot of triggery energy flying around. If you are watching this later in the evening on the 1st, this is where it starts and moves through most of Thursday. But it's not going to be over just like how it usually passes, because we're building into that Sun-Uranus square incoming next, and squares are quite challenging. And after that, we move into this beautiful full moon in Leo. But this beautiful full moon in Leo is in part squaring this Uranus energy as well. So it's triggery out there. And on top of that, we have a grand trine in emotions, a grand trine in water, and it is a grand trine in emotions. In fact, I was shuffling, feeling the energies, pulling, my Dreams of Gaia card for today, and I pulled the emotions card. So yes, it is a grand trine of emotions, and Mariah Carey is the jukebox of the day, singing "You've Got Me Feeling Emotions" deeper than I've ever felt before. So she's gonna just keep going higher and higher as I bring through this scope. I do listen to bring through this scope. So let's start with this grand trine energy, because when I looked at the chart, that's what really pulled me in. Now, this is a fast-ish moving grand trine. The exact points of the grand trine have the moon in Cancer, Venus in Pisces, and the south node in Scorpio, all at 8 degrees. Now, 8 degrees in astrology is a call to responsibility, a call for you to show up for yourself in this energy. South node in Scorpio is such an interesting energy because it can feel very intense. Moon in Cancer can feel very intense. Venus in Pisces can feel very intense. So there's definitely a chance of intensity in this grand trine. However, it is going to be up to you where you take these emotions, what you do with these emotions. Now, I really do feel like motion is an important part of the feels, an important part of emotion, right? It's like energy in motion. We can go into some Albert Einstein thoughts of emotion, right? But you need to move this through your body, whatever it is that you are feeling. There may need to be crying or some kind of engagement of your energy. Maybe it's dancing. I always remember an old podcast, before they were called podcasts, that I heard where somebody suggested taking a piece of cloth and beating against a door frame to get the energies out. Emotions need motion. They need to move through. Now, emotions are not good or bad, right or wrong. They just are. They're indicating where you're at in a certain subject. And so this is a call. It's okay to be where you're at, but move it through, because when we don't move it through, these things get stuck in our body. And from years of body work, it's a lot harder to move through when it's stuck in there than when you're feeling it in the moment. Sometimes the emotion can be writing it out. So as you move through the day, be prepared to emote, to be in motion around emotions within you. Now, I also want to remind you that the South Node is kind of what we're moving away from into North Node energy. North Node in Taurus is like, hey, let's bring on some pleasure. Let's bring on the goodness. Let's know your worth. Venus in Taurus is also like, let's know your worth, right? Let's honor your gifts and know your worth. But you may find seeds of worth as part of the challenge of what you're moving through in this energy. So be aware of your personal worth popping up in and through this, and be aware with the South Node in Taurus, flipping everything around, with the North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio, what I want to point at is the South Node in Scorpio. There may be boundaries that you need to put down for yourself to be able to fully show up for yourself, to nurture yourself, Moon in Cancer, through these energies. And it is okay to set that boundary. It is okay to say, hey, I need this space to work through this energy. So it's very powerful, but not easy. And we add this onto the Evolution Revolution Day, which, if you are just joining me, Revolution Evolution Days have very strong Uranus energy, and they can be quite triggery. So just be aware of that. And we're in, like, beyond the week of innovation, we are in the week of revolution, evolution as well. So just be aware of that in this energy at this time. Now, besides all this going on, the Moon in Cancer is also making several other connections besides that Grand Trine energy. It is connecting to Uranus, preparing us for the next Uranus connection, which is going to be with the full moon. This is a sextile, and to me it's like, hey, you're going to move through this. This is okay. Just keep in mind, our feelings are indications of where we're at, indications of what needs our attention. So they're not meant to be swept under the rug. It's like trying to sweep a chihuahua under the rug, and the chihuahua under the rug is like, like, you can't sweep a chihuahua under the rug. Do not sweep your feelings that are coming up under the rug. They are meant to be heard and understood. I'm half expecting Mahalo to chime in. He is disappointed in me at this moment. So like I mentioned, tomorrow, Friday, we are going to have the Sun square Uranus. It's not going to be till later in the evening, but we are in the vibe of it. Slow down. Be practical. That's not advice I give very often. Be practical, though. Take it easy. Uranus can make accidents happen, right? Where we need to learn a lesson. And so we really want to make sure that we're in alignment in our actions and not rushing in this energy. So just keep that in mind. Speaking of accidents, this energy can also feel a lot like this. And this is the energy where I say, take your monkey out for a walk. Your mind may need a break from the ruminating. You may need to journal to get it out, to stop circling around. There's some transformation going on in this energy. We have the transformation in reverse. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to take your responsibility. I have a sneeze exclamation point coming. Hold on. Thank you. So it's going to take a little time, this transformation that's coming in. How can you move into your power through whatever you are experiencing? And that might be something to ask yourself several times through this experience. Ask your inner voice. The psychic energies with this water energy is also very upfront. So ask your higher guidance. Hey, how can I move into my power in any given situation with these feels that I'm feeling? Being in your feels does not mean you are not in your power. It just means there's something that you need to look at. The final card is the comparison card. And I think so many of us get stuck in this loop here on this planet, thinking, oh, they've got it figured out. They're doing it better. They are on their path and you are on your path. And that is okay. And you are where you are meant to be. They are where they are meant to be. Take out the comparison. Bring that focus back to yourself. That's step one of moving back into your power. If you find yourself in comparison, rather figure out, what do you admire about that person? And how can you find that energy within yourself if it's meant to be? So I said that Mahalo was going to complain about it, but he just decided to show up. So don't sweep the Mahalo under the rug either. Let me read you a few of these key phrases for emotions, because it's so on point. And we have a grand trine of emotions today. So, all emotions are necessary. How are your feelings influencing you? Use your feelings to evaluate a situation. Heed the message behind the feeling. Are you a negative or positive person? Do not prejudge the present based on the past. Practice acknowledging your feelings. Fill your day with laughter. Step back and detach emotionally. But don't leave that chihuahua under the rug too long. But sometimes taking a step back can have you seeing it with different eyes. Sometimes having a conversation with somebody else can also bring that forward. Positive emotions open you up to learning. Repressing emotions creates disease. Yeah, that's the chihuahua under the rug. It is not good. Address symptoms of emotional repression. So, Mariah Carey and me are feeling the emotions. And maybe you too. So that is it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.